So today was iPhone Day. We just got through covering Apple's long event at Cupertino that involved the announcement of the new iPhone 11 line, the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So these are the 5 biggest takeaways from Apple's big fall iPhone event. The first one is that Apple's flagship phones have never been easier to choose between. There were minor differences between the screens of the different phones. The iPhone XS and XS Max had OLED screens, whereas the iPhone XR had an LCD screen. You sort of had to get into all of these like nerdy, wonky details to figure out like which one do I really want. This year things are a lot easier. So the iPhone 11 is great for people who want the new iPhone. It starts at $700. The iPhone Pro and the iPhone Pro Max, which you would decide between those based on the screen size. So the iPhone 11 Pro is a 5.8 screen. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is a 6.5 screen, so a little bit larger. But there's a very clear distinction between the iPhone 11 and the Pro models, which is the camera. So the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max both have a camera cluster that has 3 lenses on it. They're all 12 megapixel. The Pro line has 3, which are a wide, an ultra wide, and a telephoto. And so the combination of that lets you get pretty close to aping the sort of use cases that you might if you were using a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. You have a lot of optical zoom options. All of them shoot in 4K at 60 frames per second. And the iPhone 11, meanwhile, has 2 cameras, one wide, one ultra wide, so a little bit less versatility on the camera front. So basically what it comes down to is how much do you want to play photographer, right? If that's something that's really interesting to you, then the Pro and the Pro Max are something to consider. But if you just want a good shooter that is great for taking pictures of your cat or whatever shows up, the iPhone 11 is more than enough. So number 2, the iPad is going after laptops hardcore. It announced a 7th generation version of the cheapest iPad, which starts at $329. And so it now supports keyboard support, Apple's Smart Keyboard, which is a little bit expensive at $160. But the overall important takeaway here is that you can now get an iPad and a keyboard for under $400. Number 3 is that Apple TV Plus is game-changingly cheap. So we've been hearing about Apple TV Plus, which is distinct from, so Apple TV is the hardware, Apple TV Plus is Apple's Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus competitor, the one that it's been launching a bunch of new shows and movies and all kinds of IP for. But we've been waiting to find out exactly what the price is. Today we found out 2 things. The price is $5 a month, which is like ridiculously cheap, but it also comes, you get a year of it free with the purchase of select new Apple products. There will be the opportunity for Apple to really sort of sink its teeth into you in here, and it sort of remains to be seen if any of the shows that they have can be a breakout hit. But it's definitely very clear that Apple is using its position as a sort of juggernaut in the field to get in there with a low price point to try to make itself appealing. So number 4 is actually an announcement about a older piece of hardware. So at the event today, we got the announcement about the Apple Watch Series 5, which has some cool new features. The Series 5 has an always-on OLED display. It's got a couple of new health tracking features. It's sort of leaning into the health angle of it. It's also available in titanium, ceramic, as the sort of like premium models that price hasn't been released yet for, but like it's going to be expensive. But what's not expensive is the Apple Watch Series 3 is now available from Apple for $200, which is a great deal. And then our 5th biggest takeaway is basically that Apple is saving a lot of its biggest releases for later. And so that's our 5 biggest takeaways from today's Apple event, but obviously a lot got announced on stage. If there's something that you think that we missed or something that excites you, I'd be interested to hear what your biggest takeaways were, and you can leave them in the comments below.